likely to be taken down. You could see that the Morgan State wrestler Turner was trying to hand fight in that position. But when you've got your leg up in the air that high, there's only so much hand fighting you can do when you have to start looking for the ground to try to figure out where to put your foot.
There's a look at one of the Quaker captains, Lucas Revano, honored tonight at senior night, squaring off against Joshua Greenwood. Greenwood 3-8 in duels. Revano has been one of the wrestlers that Penn can count on, 7-3 in duels, 19-8 overall. He's had a really strong senior campaign.
Just a consistent, solid wrestler, Revano, one of the senior leaders on this team. A guy who, again, has been kind of going in and out of the top 20 in rankings. A guy who you would hope to qualify for NCAAs, and a guy that he was likely going to get a lower seed in NCAAs, but if you're a higher-ranked wrestler, a guy that I wouldn't want to see on my side of the bracket.
They're rated 23rd as Revano gets repairs to the bridge of that nose.
Yeah, trainer's working for the paycheck tonight, working on a lot of blood.
Revano back at it here. Greenwood has been on the offensive for most of this one. Young in this first period.
He's definitely pushing the pace here. Calling for blood time again here for Revano. You can see the blood dripping down his nose. Pretty darn intimidating, if you ask me.
Yeah. Lucas said, hey, that adds to the effect.
Looking like a middle linebacker who's not afraid to really hit you.
So look at Roger Reyna on the left side of your screen there. Head coach of Penn Wrestling.
Roger Reyna, one of the most decorated Ivy League wrestling coaches in the history of the Ivy League. He's a guy who coached the program in the 90s. I believe he was one of the youngest Division I NCAA wrestling coaches, wrestled at Penn, quickly turned around to take over the head coaching role, and led the team for 2-3 decades. Stepped away for a while, and he's a guy that if you talk to him, wrestling is just in his blood. It is who he is. I got to know Roger personally. He's the definition of a leader, just a wonderful human being that really cares about his wrestlers. And is a guy that, again, when he stepped away from the mat, you can only do it for so long before wrestling calls you back. So Penn was super excited to bring him back to the program, provide some stability and growth, because what Roger Reyna provides, in addition to incredible coaching and leadership, is he is a man about process. He is a man with a plan. He approaches the alumni and the administration with set goals in mind to help grow a successful, consistent wrestling team, which he's doing again with Penn.
Revano feeling good, going back to that leg. And he collects the takedown.
Right to near fall, to beautiful sweep of the leg there by Revano. Again, that's the kind of single leg finishing that you want to see. Taking Greenwood down right to his back, having the awareness to hold his body in that position and lock up for near fall. Beautiful wrestling there by Revano, capitalizing with a feet to back move to go up 7-0.
Back to the culture and the program builder that Roger Reyna is. Certainly that's what Kenny Monday's looking to accomplish over on the Morgan State side. Almost a blank slate to work with there.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I'm involved in Morgan State administration, I am high-fiving my colleagues for the fact that we were able to pull Kenny Monday to coach this team, because he is, again, one of the most decorated American wrestlers, was an Olympic and world champion, a guy who's got wrestling in his blood. His son Quincy was an incredible wrestler at Princeton who just graduated. But he is a guy who is a leader. He is a natural leader, and he is someone that will help recruit and attract the sort of talent that Morgan State will need to compete at the highest level, Division I.
Quincy also on the sidelines at Princeton now at this point, so
yeah.
Coaching also in the blood.
Coaching is in the blood. I think I caught up with Coach Monday. I think Quincy's going to look at trying to compete in freestyle wrestling here too, and he's a guy that I would keep an eye on. That is a really difficult realm to be in. Everybody's a national champ, so you've got guys like Quincy Monday competing against world and Olympic champs. You've got Revano here working a bow and arrow with the leg here. You can see he's got the leg locked in, and he's able to lock Greenwood's leg in that position, working the cross face. That is one of the more painful bottom positions to be in. And if you're on top, exerting that pain is crucial to kind of spinning him over.
Well, it worked there for the 4 back points for Revano.
And then a quick escape there by Greenwood. Good mat awareness to get back to his feet.
Revano up double digits here in this first period. Greenwood going for a shot of his own. Revano
30 seconds.
spinning him out of the way.
Quick to counter there by Revano. One of the things that I love about Revano is if you watch his hands in the neutral position, he is using them all of the time. He is pulling on the head. He's grabbing a wrist. He's pulling the wrestler into him. Great example right there. Got the control that he wanted, pulled the wrist in, worked to his single leg, and look for him to finish this again. Although a good whizzer here by Greenwood controlling that arm, but eventually slips out, and another 3-point takedown here from Revano.
Greenwood doing his best, fended off a pair of trips there. Now Revano will take it to the second period. It's Revano's choice. Revano will start on the bottom here in this middle period.
So he's working a 14-1 lead here. He's up by 13, so a reversal would end this one. Curious to see what Greenwood does in this position.
Revano looking for the quick escape. Greenwood, nice mat return to stay on top of him, and back to the center of the mat they go.
Impressive by Greenwood there, following Revano as he got to his feet, whipping him back down to the mat, able to maintain that top position.
Revano's ride time back under a minute now. There's the return to neutral.
Revano takes a quick look at the scoreboard, does a little math in his head, says I'm up 14, so if I take him down, it's got to be to his back here, or the match is over. If I'm Greenwood in this position, you got nothing to lose. A takedown ends the match. If you've got something in your bag of tricks, like a headlock or a chin whip, now's a good time to try it.
So if you're Kenny Monday, how do you balance coaching that and saying, hey, take a shot here versus trying to build sound fundamentals throughout?
Yeah, it's definitely a balance here. Revano looking for the tech on the edge of the mat here. He's got the single leg. Greenwood actually in a good defensive position here. If you're Revano, you want to pull this leg back into the center of the mat.
Just like that, kind of?
And go right for your 2. So Revano, great technique there, able to secure his tech fall. And finally get some treatment for that bloody nose.
Revano able to come up with the tech fall win. 23-0, Penn with the lead. And Revano, extra wave to the crowd on senior day.
Have you ever seen such a cheery smile on a face of a guy with a bloody nose? That's the toughness of wrestlers right there. Great to see Revano appreciating the turnout here for senior night too. You can hear the crowd behind us. Definitely got some friends and family in the stands here. And you can tell what it meant to him there, the smile on his face to get that recognition from the people that he cares about.
Everything going Penn's way on senior night tonight against Morgan State. Festivities in full swing. And halftime coverage is coming your way when we return. Penn up, not by that, it's 23-0.
Take on the Whisper Challenge.